Way too early NFL power rankings. Let's begin. Let's start with the AFC East and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are a pretty good team, especially with quarterback Josh Allen, which is why they're going to go 13-4 this season. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are a pretty good, well-rounded team, led by quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill at wide receiver, and Jalen Ramsey backing them up, which is why they're going to go 11-6. Next up, we got the New England Patriots. The Patriots have been bad ever since losing Tom Brady, but since drafting Drake May, they're pretty good. And they needed help at O-line, so they drafted Will Campbell. But they needed help at wide receiver, so they signed Stephon Diggs. They're going to go 10-7 this year. Next up, the New York Jets. The Jets are pretty good, but they really needed help at quarterback. Ever since trading for Aaron Rodgers, they dropped him this year, so they need to sign Justin Fields. But Justin Fields isn't great, so they're going to go 5-12 this year. Let's move on to the AFC North, starting with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are a pretty good team all around, led by quarterback Lamar Jackson, who's a dual-threat quarterback, and running back Derrick Henry, who's really good and a bulldozer. Also, with Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith, the team is going to be amazing. 13-4 is my prediction. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are interesting because they should have drafted Shedeur Sanders in the NFL draft, but instead they signed Aaron Rodgers and traded for DK Metcalf and have George Pickens on their team, which is why they're going to go 11-6. Next up, Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are pretty good, led by quarterback Joe Burrow, who's one of the best in the league, wide receiver Jamar Chase, who won the Triple Crown last year, and other wide receiver T. Higgins. But with the lack of defense on their team, they will only go 10-7. Next up, the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a very interesting team because they have 5 quarterbacks on their team, including Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Dylan Garbell, Shedeur Sanders, Kenny Pickett, and they also have Myles Garrett on their defense, which is why they're going to go 7-10. Let's move on to the AFC South, starting with the Houston Texans. The Texans are a pretty good team ever since drafting quarterback C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell in the last few years, which is why they're going to go 12-5 this season. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans. The Titans didn't have a quarterback except Will Levis until drafting Cam Ward number 1 overall, which is why they're going to go 8-9. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are not well-rounded and have Trevor Lawrence at their quarterback. Also, with Travis Hunter drafted number 2 overall, which is why they're going to go 7-10. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts only have one good player on their team, Jonathan Taylor, and have Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson competing at quarterback, which is why they're going to go 6-11. Let's move on to the AFC West, starting with the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are a pretty good team all around, especially with second-year Bo Nix at quarterback. And on the defense, Patrick Surtain is going to be locked down, which is why they're going to be 12-5 this season. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers aren't that great because of the Kansas City Chiefs, but they got Justin Herbert at quarterback with Derwin James on the defense, which is why I think they're going to go 10-7 this year. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are pretty interesting because they're led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes and throwing to Travis Kelce, but they did just lose the Super Bowl 40-22, which is pretty embarrassing, which is why they're really demotivated and they're going to go 9-8. Next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have needed a quarterback for a while, so they traded for Geno Smith and drafted Austin Jency in this year's draft, which is why they're going to go 7-10. Let's move on to the NFC East. Let's start with the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders are pretty good, especially with quarterback Jaden Daniels swinging the ball, newly added Deebo Samuel at wide receiver, who's not washed, and Terry McLaurin also, which is why they're going to go 13-4. Next up, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have just won Super Bowl 59, 40-22, with Super Bowl MVP quarterback Jalen Hurts and Offensive Player of the Year Saquon Barkley, and also Cooper DeJean on defense, They're going to go 11-6. Next up is the New York Giants. The Giants, at number 3 overall, selected Abdul Carter, which is pretty good, and also traded up in the drafts to select Jackson Dart at quarterback, which is why they're going to go 9-8. Next up is the never can win a championship game Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have Dak Prescott at quarterback if he can stay healthy the whole season, throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb, who is a top 5 wide receiver in the league, with Micah Parsons, who they still haven't re-signed on the defense, which is why they're going to go 7-10 this season. Let's move on to the NFC North, starting with the Detroit Lions. The Lions have been pretty good for the last 2 years, with quarterback Jared Goff and running back Jahmyr Gibbs, also with wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown and Aiden Hutchinson on the defense. This is why they're going to go 14-3. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a pretty good team, especially with their pretty young quarterback Jordan Love, throwing the ball to newly added Matthew Golden and Jair Alexander on the defense, which is why they're going to go 12-5. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are a pretty good team overall, especially with technically rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, wide receiver Justin Jefferson, and other wide receiver Jordan Addison. Also, their defense is the best defense in the league with their D-line, which is why they're going to go 10-7. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears. The Bears have Caleb Williams at quarterback, throwing the ball to DJ Moore and Romeo Odunze. And their defense isn't great, so they're only going to go 7-10. Let's move on to the NFC South, starting with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have been pretty good for the last few years, especially with quarterback Baker Mayfield throwing the ball to Mike Evans, who's pretty good, and Chris Godwin at wide receiver. And on the defensive side of the things, they got Vita Vea, and he's pretty big, so they're going to go 11-6. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers haven't been great, but they are going to be good this year because of Bryce Young throwing the ball to Adam Thielen, a wide receiver, and another wide receiver to Taraoa McMillan, also with J.C. Horn backing them up at safety. And they're going to go 9-8 this season. Next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are going to be okay this year with Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback, Breece Hall at running back, Drake London at wide receiver, and Kyle Pitts at tight end, which is why they're only going to go 8-9. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints have Derek Carr at quarterback, Alvin Kamara at running back, and Taysom Hill at tight end, also with Demario Davis on defense, which is why they're going to go 4-13 this season. Let's move on to the NFC West, starting with the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately, the Seattle Seahawks lost DK Metcalf to the Steelers this year, so we had to sign Cooper Kupp. And we decided to sign Marquez Valdes-Scantling because we lost Tyler Lockett. And Geno Smith got traded, so we had to sign Sam Darnold. And we also have Jackson Smith-Njigba and Kenneth Walker. And using our first-round pick, we decided to pick up Gray Zabel at our horrible O-line, who's now good. We're going to go 13-4 this season. Next up is the LA Rams. The Rams are a pretty good team, led behind quarterback Matthew Stafford, wide receiver Puka Nacua, other wide receiver Devontae Adams, and defensive rookie of the year Jared Verse, which is why they're going to go 10-7. Next up is the San Francisco 49ers, led behind their star quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and Nick Bosa and Fred Warner on the defense, which is why they're only going to go 9-8. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals aren't going to be that great with Kyle Murray at quarterback, kind of short, Marvin Harrison Jr., and now Josh Sweat on the defense. these are all my rankings. They're gonna go 6-11. These are all my rankings. Thank you for watching.